Hello and welcome to this week's video. This week we look at words and phrases used when we celebrate Valentine's Day. We also learn about what people do when we think about asking someone on a date and how we celebrate our love with our partner. Don't forget to stay until the end to test your knowledge by taking our quiz. Anyway, let's get started with the first word. The first word this week is heartthrob. So let's learn a little more about how we specifically pronounce heartthrob. Then we'll move on to the definition and finally an example. Heartthrob. And again, heartthrob. Fantastic. So now let's learn a little more by looking at the definition of heartthrob. This is a well-known male who is liked by women because of their good looks. That's great. So now let's learn how we would put this into an everyday English sentence. The famous actor was a heartthrob to many women around the world, thanks to his good looks. He received a lot of fan mail from women around the world. The second word this week is infatuation. So let's look into this further by having a look at the pronunciation and then, as ever, the definition and example. Infatuation. And again, infatuation. Excellent. So now we've had a look at the pronunciation, let's have a look at the definition. These are very strong feelings someone has for someone or something else. However, these feelings do not last very long. That's interesting. So now let's take a look at an example of a sentence where we can use the word infatuation. The man had an infatuation with the famous actor and watched all of her movies. The next word this week is sentimental. So let's find out more about this word by firstly looking at the pronunciation and then the definition, and finally we'll have a look at the example. Sentimental. Great. And let's try again. Sentimental. Fantastic. So, to learn a little more, let's take a look at the definition of sentimental. These are feelings related to a number of feelings, such as love or sadness, which were experienced in the past. That's very interesting. So, to finish off this word, sentimental, let's have a look at how we use this in a sentence. The couple went out for dinner at the first restaurant they met. This made them feel sentimental. This week's penultimate phrase is unrequited love. So let's firstly take a look at how to pronounce this, and then we'll go and have a look at the definition and example of unrequited love. Unrequited love. And again, unrequited love. Excellent. Well, let's now take a look at the definition of unrequited love. This is love experienced by only one person. This is typically when an admirer has feelings for someone else but has not told them. Great. So now let's have a look at how we would use unrequited love in a sentence. The man had unrequited love for his colleague until he asked her out on a date. Our final word in this week's lesson is woo. So let's find out a little more by firstly looking at the pronunciation and then on to the definition and example. Woo. And again, woo. So this is a fairly easy word to pronounce. But now let's go and take a look at the definition to learn exactly what this word means. This is to do things which may cause someone else to fall in love with you and to eventually marry you. That's great. So let's take a look on how we can use this word woo in an everyday sentence. The admirer wanted to woo the woman he liked by inviting her out to a nice cafe for coffee. Now it is time to test your knowledge with our weekly quiz to see how much of today's lesson you can remember. We will ask you 3 questions on the vocabulary we have learnt in this video. The first question this week is, which gender are heartthrobs? Would they be A, women, B, men, or C, both? And the correct answer is B, men. The second question this week is, who experiences unrequited love? Would it be A, only the admirer, B, the admirer and the admirer's interest, or C, the love we feel for our friends? And the correct answer for question 2 is A, only the admirer. The third and final question is, what are we doing when we try to woo someone? Would it be A, to send your Valentine a gift, B. To go on a date to celebrate your anniversary? Or C. To try and make someone fall in love with you? The correct answer for question 3 is C. To try and make someone fall in love with you. Let us know in the comments how you did in this week's quiz, and very well done if you got all 3 questions correct. Thank you for joining us again for today's Valentine's lesson. If you have any queries about this lesson or would like us to explain a word for you from any context, then please post your question in the comments box below. We are always happy to help you. Don't forget to like our video to help us obtain more viewers and to expand our channel in order to provide you with the best experience. Why not hit the subscribe button and bell notification icon so you never miss a future video. Next week, we will be looking at words and phrases related to Pancake Day. Anyway, thank you again for watching today, and we'll see you again next week. Goodbye.